All right, welcome back to Trucking the Seven Seas. This is episode number 35, and in this episode, we're going to go over week 5 of the lease purchase program at Night Transportation. We stay on the West Coast for this week, and then we visit family in the Pacific Northwest, so we have another short week this week, similar to last week. We also have the truck payment starting this week, so with the truck payment starting and us having a short week, it isn't a particularly profitable week, as you'll see in the spreadsheet at the end of the video. But last episode, we left off in Las Vegas, Nevada. So we grabbed a load at the yard in Las Vegas, and we are now headed to Victorville, California. Let's go. Okay, we dropped this one in Victorville, and now we're going over to Fontana, picking one up there, and going to Hermiston, Oregon. Let's do it. Okay, so we dropped this load out in Hermiston, and now we're grabbing another one in Pasco, Washington, and then headed to Tacoma, Washington. Let's do it. Okay, so after the Hermiston, Oregon load, we got dispatched another one going to Tacoma, Washington. So it picked up in Spanaway, Washington, and it was going to Tacoma, Washington. We did that one, then we got dispatched another one picking up in Port Townsend, Washington, and sent to City of Industry, but we're going to relay it in the Fairview Yard. We're going to relay it in the Fairview Yard, and then we're going to take a couple days off because I got some family in the area, and I'm going to go visit them. So with that being said, we're going to get into the spreadsheet right now. Okay, it's spreadsheet time. For week 5, we did 4 loads, and in those 4 loads, we got 1,821 miles, and we were paid a total of $3,227 for an average of $1.77 per mile. We fueled up 5 times, and in those 5 times, we spent $1,618 for an average of 89 cents per mile. There were no maintenance expenses for this week. Other expenses: MRP $91, Qualcomm $13, Bobtail Insurance $692, physical damage insurance $69.23, occupational accident policy $34.62, permits $42, pre-pass $350, truck payment $450, and I had one scale where I paid $13.50. That brings the total to $724.13 for an average of 40 cents per mile. Deductibles and escrow accounts: fuel and mile tax $54, lease security deposit $100. Total deductibles and escrow accounts were $154.63 for an average of 8 cents per mile. Totals: expenses were $2,497 for an average of $1.37 per mile. Revenue was $3,227 for an average of $1.77 per mile. Net profit was $730 for an average of 40 cents per mile. So overall, we spent a total of $11,723.87 for an average of $1.14 per mile. That is my cost per mile right there. Total revenue is $18,278 for an average of $1.78 per mile. Net cash flow, we made a total of $6,554 for an average of 64 cents per mile. So for week 5, the truck payment began. Truck payment is $450 per week. So there it is. We're officially making that truck payment. As a caveat though, the lease security deposit did go down to $100 per week. So definitely paying more starting from this point on. But not that much more, because if you remember, this was $350 past few weeks, and this was $0. So it looks like it's an increase of about $200 per week in expenses as a result of this. So there's a truck payment. Yeah. So obviously 1,800 miles per week is pretty bad. Took a few days off visiting family again. So last 2 weeks have been, pretty bad. 48 cents per mile, 40 cents per mile. That's pretty bad, but when you take time off, that's going to happen. You're going to have not great weeks. So yeah, it is what it is. Took a few days off, and it's not a very good week again. The next week coming up, and the weeks until basically Christmas should be a lot better than this, though. Yeah. So our overall is, 64 cents per mile. That's not great. You could certainly make that at a company. For this program to really be worth it, yeah, that needs to go up significantly. And I would think it would. I mean, I had 2 really bad weeks this week and last week on the paycheck. So 64 cents per mile, definitely not worth it. That needs to go up significantly, but we'll see how it goes. But the last couple weeks, pretty bad. And my sample size at the moment is only 5 weeks. So of the last 5 weeks, 2 have been me taking a bunch of time off. So I would expect this to go up significantly as the weeks progress, but still a pretty small sample size. So averages and other information. So I added a bunch of information down here just for your information. So average weekly pay is $997, and we're averaging 1,500 miles per week. So again, took quite a bit of time off in the last 5 weeks, Thanksgiving, and then just I had a convenient time to visit some other family, so I did so, and that's abysmal. Specifically, the 1,500 miles per week average, that's just terrible. I would think I'd be getting closer to 2,500 if everything was running smoothly, and I'm getting 1,500. So take this all with a grain of salt. The average weekly miles right now is terrible, and I expect it to go up in the next few weeks before Christmas. Then I'll take more time off for Christmas, and it'll probably go down. But then after that, you know, we'll be rolling a lot more smoothly afterwards. Total fuel cost just shy of $6,000. The fuel cents per mile, spending 58 cents per mile on fuel. Maintenance cost, I just had the tires so far, and the tire cost was 19 cents per mile. This does not include things like the fifth wheel and the other stuff that I had done. That was covered under the MRP, so that was not in here. It's just the tires for right now. If I kept this up for a 52-week period, I'd make $51,000, and I'd get a whopping 81,000 miles in a year if I kept this up. So that's not even close to enough, and I expect that number to increase significantly as time goes on. Days of employment, we've been employed 46 days, which equals 6.5 weeks. We've taken 6 days off, spent 40 days on duty, had a total of 20 loads, and the average load length is 513 miles. Okay, yeah, so there's week 5, another slow week. Took some more time off, so it is what it is. I expect things to get a lot better. In December, I expect the average weekly pay and mileage to go significantly up in the next 3 weeks, then dip down for Christmas, and then after that, go up again. So I'm not running very hard right now. This isn't a very normal run schedule because I had Thanksgiving, took more time off, and then in Christmas, I'll be taking some more time off. So, it is what it is. 64 cents per mile is not great. You can certainly get that at a company, so that needs to go up significantly, and I believe it will in the coming weeks and months. But that will do it for this episode. If you're interested in this spreadsheet or any of the other spreadsheets I've done in the past, they are available in the description down below. And if you're interested in truck driving, there's a link in the pinned comment down below. Just click that link, fill out your information, and a driver recruiter will get a hold of you. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.